listen to rock and roll anymore, and it's not my fault. Everybody bitches about the techno. I'm sorry. It's rock and roll's fault for its progressive pussification. This is true, and I have a way to prove it. Best barometer to use is how do our angry bands name themselves? Every time period has angry bands. That before they're anything else, they're angry. How do they come up with their names? Nowadays, I don't know. I don't know if I'm impressed. They seem to do it this way. Let's get a mildly annoying description of something. Stained. Disturbed. What? I come from a land where we name our angry bands after implausibly evil things. Alice in Chains. Megadeth. Slayer. Dude, that sounds like a fucking wrestling match in there. That sounds like fun. That doesn't, what? Who wants to go see Sprained? You know, or Sore. When the British catch on to this, when we get that invasion, it's going to be peckish and irksome. With that, and the hit single they'll release is a bit dodgy. It's a bit. Who wants to go to that tour? The Mild Inconvenience Tour, 2009. What was it like? It wasn't what you expected. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't what you wanted it to be. It's like the purgatory of rock and roll. Fuck you, man. I want napalm death if I want rock and roll. I want vicious and menacing rock and roll. I used to have an Iron Maiden t-shirt that I wore until it was worn out. All it looked like was a picture of an electric skeleton, and it said ramen on it at that point. But point is, that was real rock and roll. It's been everywhere. That was frightening. And I think we need to get back to that. Because I don't know if anybody wants to go see Stained, Sprained, or Pumped, or whatever the fuck. And I know that one of them's opening for Creed, so you lose all your credibility right there. You lose all your credibility right there. I don't want to neglect the middle, because there was a transitional phase. We didn't just go straight from the nouns to the adjectives. We stopped in progressive verbs. We stopped in action. I don't know if it started with the Talking Heads, but it progressed onward to the Flaming Lips and the Screaming Trees and the Smashing Pumpkins and the Smashed Mouth. No, wait, they're not a band. They're a Kmart ad. They sell pool toys, quick chops, and Halloween candy. But the point is that we didn't know what we were doing in the middle. We just knew we were doing something. And by the time we were ready to Rage Against the Machine, we'd gone off on all kinds of dumb tangents, like the numerical band naming system, where you just throw numbers in there. 7, Mary 3, 3 Doors Down, 5 for Fighting, Finger 11, Sum 41, Blink 182. We're not rocking. We're trying to remember some asshole's beeper number. That's not rock and roll either. Nor is a common, ironically common, general noun, the postal service. Thursday, cake. Fuck you. You're too avant-garde to name your band a thing everybody doesn't have in their house more than once. Sit down. I fear for the future, and before I leave, I'm going to make sure you do too. I was once, very recently, they brought to my attention a band called Against Me. Is that where we're headed? We're just going to start naming shit after fragments of people's bitchy complaints? Who is Against Me going to tour with? Too long? They were closed? The last one? And my favorite, it wasn't even cool. All these bands are one thing, they're angry, which means they're mad at dad. They're mad at their dads. Get drunk with your dad. Realize he's not a bad guy. You will chill the fuck out and go dance with the pussy. Save your life, save yourselves before we are subjected to the future of the future. And that is the indie rock sensation. We're pussies. By the fucking pussies. I'm gonna go lie down. I'll be back. Kelly drinks.